Sound check, testing. Sound check. We are up and running, and hello. I had not intended to stream today. Actually, I've gotten sucked into Star Trek Strange New Journeys, the new one with Captain Pike, or the newish one, and had some other things I wanted to do this evening for assorted projects. But when I then went to do my dailies offline and logged into AFK, I discovered in the Land of Awesome that the new Spark of Hope Belinda character had dropped and was finally accessible to play with for 3 days and 3 days only. And knowing my coming work schedule, that meant that today was probably the better day to try to stream with her and to do her trial battles. So I thought I might as well hop on, do my dailies, put myself out there, give it a go, and share the joy that is the new sorceress with all, as well as my standard rambling commentary on how much I'm botching this gameplay as I stumble my way through it. 16 months in. 13, 14 months in, I guess. Coming up in 14 months in to gameplay. So really quickly, going to do a couple of the admin tasks along the side, as always. Oh, wait, what were all of these time emblems for? What on earth? Gift to all server players. Well, that's just lovely and amazing, and actually also reminds me that I think I have some random gift code somewhere that I need to actually process in, lest I lose out on some goodies. But that is so many time emblems, and that's so the irony though on getting 30 time emblems right now after having just on the last stream finally ascended my fancy Taline. So that's just, I mean, I do really want to try to get her with her stars and engraved. So, I mean, there's that hope. But, oh my gosh, let's go use those right now, because 30 time emblems, that is like the rarest, it feels like the rarest currency in the game, at least. Please correct me if I'm wrong, other AFK players who may wander in here at some, like, and randomly listen to this. I don't know. I guess that's my hope. I've learned so much from the AFK players that have crossed paths with the stream thus far. But really, I think this is the rarest currency. It's so hard to get these. They're so expensive. 30 of them as a gift. That's fancier than anything they gave us for Christmas. Okay, so no Taileen's, sadness, but two purple hero cards, a blue hero card. I mean, that's not a complete wash. Okay. Oh my God, I feel so guilty just being able to press and do it again. Oh, it feels like an overabundance of stuff. This was kind of a crappy one. Only one blue fodder card, nothing else really stupendous about this. Okay. Here's the last one that's doable. I'm going to do it with the animation again, because it is kind of a cool animation. I love the color contrasts of the sort of sorcerer doing the pull. All right, here we go. Fingers crossed for Taline. No Taline. Another blue hero card. That's at least a decent 24 hours of those blue things. That's more than I'd been pulling in the other ones. Okay, so no Taline's popped. But again, I mean, it was a weird week for them to give us so many time emblems, because I just got my last Taline yesterday that I needed for the Ascension. But having said that, having pulled that mathematically, I suppose, kind of, does that even increase the odds in the next pull? It doesn't really. Maybe it feels like it. Maybe when it's one of those Vegas style traps for how the actual math works in gambling. I just feel like because I did extra draws that these 3 draws not going well means maybe some of the next ones will, but that's actually a trap, isn't it? It's a fallacy. The next one doesn't care. The next one doesn't know about the other ones. The next one is the same math, all on its own, all from the beginning. Okay. Anyways, back to the main story battles. I am now on the next island on the world map, which is really exciting, and therefore I'm in just starting a whole new chapter, stage 35, battle 3, which is crazy. This particular section of the map is pirate themed, which I feel so torn with what other games I want to be playing in the rest of my spare time, because a large part of me really wants to play City of Heroes because I had just really gotten sucked into base building and had committed to like finishing out the full storyline and finally figuring out how it goes from this sort of like mundane gang battle scenario to the witchcraft and wizardry and arcane alien battles of the later story. And I want to see how that works. But having said that, it does not feel like a safe space right now in the context of my recent breakup and my ex probably being there all the time playing that because that's kind of his game. So staying away from that. And then I have all my Switch games, obviously. But then this pirate thing makes me think I want to go back to playing Sea of Thieves more regularly. For some reason this morning, I was thinking of Red Dead Redemption and maybe since Red Dead Online isn't necessarily as big a pull as it once was, maybe actually backtracking and actually finally playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and doing the storyline. Though having said that, my favorite thing about Red Dead Online is the pure open world exploration. And I know that the storylines don't actually have that capacity. You're kind of trapped in the storyline. You have to do these certain quests. And that was never my strong point, especially solo in Red Dead Online. I am definitely much more of a hunter and gatherer, mapper and tracker than a bounty hunter or thief or I did okay on the moonshine things as long as I wasn't driving the wagon, but you get my gist. Anyways, I feel almost overwhelmed with the choice of games lately because I've been getting such amazing recommendations from games pouring in from my friends online, which I really appreciate. So please keep those coming despite my feeling overwhelmed. I do add them to my Steam list and or whichever platform that they're on, and I will eventually try them and give them a go. Actually, that's making me realize the last game that I did start, I for a hot second was trying this kind of Zelda-esque game called Oceanhorn, Monster of Uncharted Seas. And it was kind of like a super low-grade Zelda knockoff, but at the same time, it's enjoyable. Okay, let's check our battle wager. So I won with Care Bear. Fantastic. Who goes up next? Uh-oh. Okay, I know both these folks have gone pretty far throughout. I'm going to go. I feel guilty, Care Bear. I'm so sorry, you rock, but I am going to go Kururu. And, okay. Apparently I voted with the majority, which I feel guilty about doing that when that's the case. So I was recently watching the Orville, and I finished that out yesterday. Season 3 wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be, but it really did hit it home right at the end again. Like there were definitely some self-gratifying like overemphasis of like, look, we have a budget to do these extra special effects. But then the storylines were super spot on, and looping back around to some of the longer running ones, not just the gender battles of the Mocklin, but also that planet about the upvoting. Sorry, that's what's twigged me onto this particular topic is I voted with the majority, and it makes me think now of that planet that it's just all about the social media all the time. Yes, okay, I haven't ascended Lucius. I haven't ascended Rowan. Fantastic. I get all of the bounty points, and that's always magical. There we go. Okay, King's Tower. Let's try this. And then actually, since the Wilder Tree is open, I might hop in there too, because that's the one I'm really not powering through as much as the others. So let's see if we can't catch up using some of the newer things I have going on, or at the very least giving some repositioning a try for my formations. Okay. Defeat. To be expected. Been stuck on 525 for a while now. I feel like it's one tower floor in the King's Tower a week, which is dismal. Though not quite as dismal as the Dismal Plains. Haha. It's not punny or useful to anyone who does not play AFK Arena. Okay, so let's see if this configuration works. I don't think I was necessarily stalled, was I? Was it just a matter of effort, or was this team like a powerhouse team that I was up against? Kaz is so going to murder Sirius up in the front. Like, that's just so not going to go well. Their Tazi is attacking my Namora, which is not great. Oh, I don't know. I guess this is going to go through. Yeah. Nice. With everybody intact, too. Okay, so Oku is definitely, he's been bumped up a little since, and I think is definitely contributing a bit more whammy, which is awesome. Though I might put him in the front and let Saurus run across as a warrior. I think Saurus is pure warrior agility. I don't think he's a tank, whereas Oku, I think, is more tanky. So let's give that a go. I'm really impressed with my Mauler rearrangement that somebody had suggested, Madara had suggested, rethinking my use of tanks, and for my Mauler lineup, they're knocking it out of the park lately. It's beautiful. I'm always a little more impressed with the Maulers than the other factions, but even more so lately, for sure. Okay, so far so good. The vampire guy Veden is still wandering around. There's Shamira just unfroze. There's Shamira and Veden, bam, bam, and they're down. And I love Oku's little scarab beetles that come sort of meandering out. I don't think his background is anything kind of Minoan, but I do feel like he's somehow Eastern Mediterranean 200 BC or so. It feels that way. And the scarab beetles coming out from him do just sort of amplify that feel. It's a spot-on design choice from the AFK team, for sure. In that they've dropped the new Belinda, I'm intrigued to see who or what faction the next character will come from. Because oh, yes, crystal ball cards. But I feel like there's been a lot of random Wilders lately, so it probably won't be another Wilder. It'll probably be someone else. I don't know. We'll see. At least they're a regular drop. One of the other online mobile-y, way more in the mobile game category. It's literally like one of the two. I play AFK and I play this other delightful game called Polytopia. It's like Sid Meier's Civilization, but in miniature, and it's adorable. And they're going to have a new tribe dropping soon. That's kind of a little dinosaur faction. And I'm very, very excited about that. But they haven't given a date for when it will be released. They've just sort of put out little trailers for it. And I am so excited to see it. Apparently it's been I only started playing this the beginning of last year, Polytopia, but apparently it's been several years since the last time there was a new tribe faction. So it's big news. I've also discovered that they sell stickers of all of their characters. And I may have ordered some of those because it too is... It's an entirely different aesthetic from this, but also pretty awesome. Maybe I should try playing that on stream. I don't think it'll be any more popular than this, but that is not the point, really. The point is for me to just, I don't know, exist, find new things to entertain me. And my rambling video diary herein, the occasional new friends hopping around, all these things, enjoyable. We are powering through the Wilder tree. Okay, so the recent power up and Oku on the team, these things are making a huge difference. We have only 1 star for Oku, but I think he's really rising through the ranks to be one of my favorite. I think he dropped as a new character, May, April of last year, so he's relatively new. Maybe even later. Maybe even June. So many beautiful battles. Even the animation that kind of cracks open to open the door behind them to reveal the next pathway. It's so satisfying. And I love that each faction has their own different way for the door to open. It's fabulous. Look at them. I mean, Namora and Sirius have not necessarily done as much as they could, let's be honest. But the other three, Dream Team. Okay, ooh, that was a great prize. Thank you. Okay, so we made some progress. 260, I think. Does that level? Is that with the other floors? Tower of Light, 268. Forsaken Necropolis, 260. Okay, cool. So at least even with the other floors, approximately, some progress has been made. Maybe let's hop into the Celestial Sanctum, especially now that the gloriousness that can be Taline, the fancy Taline, is ascended. Let's see what she can do. Here we go. Ooh. Is she energy tied to Moriel? Is that... I think that was what was happening. So she got sucked soon, and unfortunately Moriel doesn't come back even though Taline does. I think Thorn's already down for the count, so yes, he's not going to bounce back. We have succeeded. Okay. Next one in. Let's see. Ooh, this will be sneaky because they have Sophia in the middle. She's going to put out her defensive pyramid. Flora is going to, like, keep everybody super healthy as she goes around, which is irritating. So maybe I'll put my Flora against their Flora and see what happens. And I'm not sure where Cecilia is going to run. I don't think she's going to stay. There's Cecilia here in the front. I don't think she's going to stay fighting my Alna. I think she's going to zigzag. So and Dres down here is pretty much, I think, just going to scramble straight across, which is going to be confusing for them because Taline's going to migrate and disappear at times. So let's see what happens. Let's watch Cecilia and God, it's not Screg. I just said their name and I've totally spaced on it. And where they go. Okay, so they're not running across. Cecilia didn't stay with Alna. She went after Wukong, who I think was up on the top end. Wow, so their Flora held out at the end. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. And what have we got here? Okay, so we definitely want their Namora to go down sooner rather than later. Namora, our little sheep goddess. So I'm going to try to put Moriel... Oh, Moriel, go back. I'm going to try to put Moriel opposite her and see if that works out. If not, I might swap out for the Celestial Archer, though that does power down the whole team because Celestial Archer is purple. And I'd have to sub her out for probably Alna, but Alna's one of my few warrior tanky ones out there. It's majority magic, I think, in action. Magic and support. Okay, something is sucking Namora and Tazi, which is good because I need their powers to suck down. Fantastic. Okay, cool. Poor little Tazi making a little last-minute play from behind enemy lines. Silly fairies. I came across a great meme last night of, like, how pets have good points and bad points, and it sort of is like, dogs are spacey but loyal. Cats are independent but hate you. And then it's like the animals you would think of as pets, but the farther down the list you go, the more it's like fairies, delightful but mischievous. Goblins, like helpful but evil. I feel like I've enjoyed meme culture a lot more lately than I used to. I can't really pinpoint why. I think maybe just because I'm futzing around online a lot more than I used to now that I have more time to myself, I guess. I don't know. I really don't. Oh, they've got this. It's just the Weeping Bride ghost left, right? I don't see anybody else. She's holding on though. That's kind of evil. Oh, she had a Rowan. Look, he left behind his cart. That seems to be kind of an inconsistent one. I'm not sure of the mechanics for Rowan's cart, because sometimes he leaves it and it continues to help their health, but sometimes he doesn't. It's very inconsistent. So I think I'm missing some basic math on how and what it's doing and why. Let's see. Ooh, okay, something at the resonating crystal would like my attention. Awesome. We can level up. There we go. Level 370 of 460. Oh, level 371, I'm sorry, of 460. I'm getting there. Slowly but surely. And I had enough blues to get almost to the next level, but not enough purple dust to power through in the end. I also now have this empty space, and I'm not quite sure what to do with it yet. I was thinking I would put Leica, my wilder, there, but they were actually doing pretty well without her. In which case, maybe it would make sense to put the fancy Thane there. Though I don't want to get super attached to him. I don't have major plans to ascend him. Although I am hearing lately that he's pretty handy, at least. So yeah, we'll go with Leica for now. It's not like it's permanently set in stone for all that I've just put them on the resonating crystal, which theoretically I guess is a form of stone, but I can swap them out as needed. I think, what is it? Some diamonds and a 24-hour penalty to swap some folks in and out. So worst case scenario, I have to do that. Why? What is this little down percentage? What is this? You're downloading art resources? And okay. You're on Wi-Fi. I don't know why you're taking so long to do whatever it is you're doing up there. Sketchy. All right. Thank you to Lars and Muffin King and Yes for the presents at the bottom of my Oak Inn this morning. They are much appreciated as always. We're going to do a quick visit to the third tower, which, again, so excited to have unlocked this week and to have a third residential tower for my heroes to store their furniture, which, again, sounds so lame that my heroes need to collect their furniture sets, but these furniture sets have some beautiful, beautiful additional things attached to them. So for instance, can I not see it? So, okay. So in putting these pieces down, I've increased her essential power bit by 448,000. So she's 8% up her power just by having these 3 pieces of furniture. And that's nothing to laugh at, essentially, because the more power, and that's, again, across the whole game. There's some sub games in here where you can collect relics and essentially get a temporary power boost for certain variables, but the furniture in the Oak Inn is like across the whole game. It's for keeps. It's very useful. So maybe it sounds a little lame that I get excited about, like, oh my gosh, my little cartoon character got a chair in the mail. But I'm okay with that, because I am excited, and it's nice to have things to be excited about. I feel like lately I've just been really, really sad, and I'm tired of that. I'm tired of being sad. Okay, powering through the automatic guilds. I have something popping up here. I'm not quite sure what it is. In the settings, splash screen settings. Oh, they have a new... So, okay, so these are beautiful. Every single one of these is great. Like, look, here's when they launch the Resurgent Glory, like the new fancy Taline that I'm so excited about. She does have her own splash screen, and I could change that. There's the new Thane, the new Brutus, it's the new Solis, and Baden, Thane, and here's the new Belinda. And so she has 100 diamonds just for coming to check her out. So I could make any one of these my cover screen for while the game's loading, but I just really love this original one. It is so stunning, and I love that it's not any specific character. It's just sort of these beautiful representative pieces of artwork. And it just, I don't know, it speaks to me. This light and the dark both reaching towards each other. I love it. So I keep it at this original screen setting because it's too beautiful not to. All right. Let's hop into the store really quickly. 3,268 diamonds. So I don't want to spend that on a time emblem right now. Although, I mean, I also, given that I just popped like 3 back to back to back, or 3 sets of them, 30 of them, I don't necessarily feel the need to fuss as much. Ooh, that's right. I get to stargaze. Here we go. Let's see what our... I got a Lucretia. Fantastic. I think this will be towards her stars and getting her engraving leveled, I think. But I don't think I have another one of her waiting. No, yeah, see, I just have the one of her as it stands right now. So, okay, one more of her, and then I'll be able to engrave her with her first star, which will be exciting in and of itself. Because somebody, I think Muffin King was telling me the other day, like that's having her engraved is much handier than not. Because I was gonna switch off my focus area in the what are you trying to? Oh, there's a new character. It's fine. I was gonna switch out which character I had as my option, but at least for now, I think I'm gonna keep at it. Look, now she can be my star. She was not included previously as a Stargazer hero. At least I didn't think she was. Was she always there and I could have been doing Crystal Ball and Temple of Time for her? That would be so frustrating if that was the case. Select rewards. Yes, I would like to confirm those are still the rewards I would like to get because they're a guaranteed fancy hero instead of just fodder. And lately, I do feel like whenever I get purples, I just get fodder heroes that have been purpled already as opposed to brand new dudes. Okay. Sorry, just turning the oven off. I took the liberty of taking a sec between meetings earlier to prep fancy dinner to put in the oven. And it's almost ready. Rhapsody bundles. Okay, this is that pay for game. I really wish it didn't have the little exclamation points because I am one of those people that just really likes all of the exclamation points gone. I want to clear every single one of them. Like on my phone, I can't have messages or things like that lurking around. Ooh, look at that. If you just getting one of the fancy Belindas in the draw gives you 10 crystal ball tokens. I wonder if during her first week, is it better odds of getting her? Because I do feel like that's how I initially got my fancy Taline and my fancy Thane. It was the week they had dropped her, or her and him. And I wonder if the odds increase. I'm not sure. I only just got the fancy Aziz of that same sort of gold path of ascension. Okay, nothing going in there. Right, we're ready to ping across our full quests. Because look at that, we've done everything except for the needless gear enhancement. Confirm. Something on the campaign. Ooh. Actually, oh, that's so awesome. Celestial Sanctum floor 140 got us some time emblems. Lovely. And we're actually above. I now have extra diamonds, which means I will go back for this time emblem, which now gives me 6 towards the 10 for a big pull. Let's do some diamonds. Yeah, no scrolls, no companion points, but diamonds are built up enough to do 2 purple cards. I love when this happens. I love it. Oh my god, double Titus? What are the odds of that? That's like, I'm screenshotting that. Hold on. That feels like a mathematical craziness. Not just, it's rare enough to get 2 purple card heroes, but 2 of the same purples. That's, I don't know. It feels magical. That's cool. Okay. Let's see what that does in the Temple of Ascension. We have him. Ooh, and actually, so where am I in relation to having him evolved? So I have him as a red, but unedged. So I need fodder for him. Oops, let's specify down to Mauler so I'm not looking at everybody. I don't have any gold food prepped, so I want to hold out for that. But I now have... Wait, where did he go? Okay, so I now have one edged one for him. And cool. Okay, so now I just need 2 more Tituses. And 2 more Tituses and 1 round of fodder, of gold edged fodder. Awesome. Let's double check any of these. Oh, I do have him prepped with 1 purple ready to merge with another. So let's mash together some Seviuses. It's not quite ready to go gold yet, actually, unless I have any weird fodder, where it's not any of the fodder characters, but some of my main characters that are now overstarred. No, I don't have anything like that going on. Oh my god, can I ascend Skriath and I just didn't realize? Holy fucking fuck. Okay. Poor Skriath. I mean, I don't super love him. I definitely cannibalized him pretty early in the game and fed him. I leveled him up to gold or something and fed him to someone else, but now I have him ascended. We'll go back to the Oak Inn in a second and get his floor going since he's now there. Oh, I feel so bad. He's like a knockoff Horus, I guess. No offense. Rosalind is cleaning the room. I see that. Okay. There we go. Skriath. And I definitely don't have any furniture for him, but I can at least, like, specific furniture for him that's specifically his. I do have random ass furniture to add, obviously. Okay, so those are rolling along. Let's do some of these quick activities on the side and then get to our Belinda battles. Sparks of Dawn. Some more coloring equals some more rewards. That's cool. I don't think that was enough of faction scrolls to do a full pull. Oh, something called the Glorious Dawn opens in 2 days. I wonder what that is. Okay, thank you for these emojis. I'll take those. Cool. And I don't necessarily want to watch the video right now because I'm pretty sure it won't play the video sound for the screen thing, I think. So, or maybe, okay, we'll try. Plus 20 seconds that we get rewards. Plus 20 seconds that we get rewards. Oh yeah, see, there's no sound for the video. Although I'm not hearing any sound, so maybe I just have the game sound totally turned off. To bear the title of priestess is to bear the burdens of the people. Belinda, will I really be okay? This is a different art style they've gone with as well for this little storyline. She vows to true delight to uphold his will. It's interesting that they've included Palmer in her narrative, that Archbishop guy. I don't remember his story, but he's a recent drop as well. To be honest, I actually don't think I read his story because he reminded me too much of the Hierophant in the tarot cards, and I don't know, instantly turned off. Though I have seen him being played on other AFK deals, and perhaps he's not the worst. I'm just being super judgy. It's the spring spree once again when people write down their wishes and hide them away, waiting for a special someone to find them. Thank you, Solis. It is said that if you find a wish and hang it on a phoenix flower tree, the wish will reach the god of flame, and the person who found the wish will also receive a blessing. Tap a bubble for clues to a wish's location. All right. Whenever I've got a free afternoon, I'll visit this place to peruse their books. If you keep your mind open and your mouth closed, the gates of knowledge will open wide for you. Okay, so wait. Okay, wait. Is this like a treasure hunt through the game? Hold on, this might be cool. Okay, so gameplay. Tap on the bubble for clues on the location of a witch. Analyze the clue description. Carefully define where the wish is hidden. The wishes are hidden in multiple places within the game. Find them and tap to claim. Once you have found a wish, return to the event interface, open the bubble again, and tap the hang wish, and then you get the reward. After hanging on the wishes, tap to claim the grand prize. Oh my god, I'm totally down for this. Okay, so Belinda, was clearly to peruse their books, the gates of knowledge, totally the library. Let's go. Open the library. Where is the wish? There it is. Belinda. Sometimes we can only learn about the outside world through books, but given the opportunity, we must venture out to the world and see the world for ourselves. As the church says, wisdom is the fruit of experience. Belinda, I've got to say, I didn't realize your story was you in some sort of religious organization. I thought you were sort of a general sorceress. I'm a little disappointed. Can you help me hang the wish now? Yes, let's go hang the wish. Hang the wish. 5 scrolls. Thank you so much. How many of these can I open? Okay, so maybe I can't. Maybe I only can do this like one a day? Maybe? Oh, okay. I want to do them all. That's exactly the kind of random ass little game I love. I love getting clues to things and being sent on little quests, especially when it's slightly more freeform. But actually, in the Ranhorn Library, there was something at the Elder Tree. Had some stuff that needed doing, because look at all of those lovely amber drops that have been acquired since. Okay, so I am making an effort to ramp up on my support heroes, but at the same time, I do really want my sorcerers at like super... Oh, actually, wait. Which of these does my fancy new Taline belong to? Is she one I've already powered up or no? I don't... Oh, there she is. Interesting. I did not realize she was in Dora's Fortitude. So let's give them a smidge. Cool. All right. And, okay, so Mulan, we're just saving some things up for her eventually, hopefully. We'll have enough when she is accessible in 45 days. And then what do we have left? Okay, so just the Frosty Isles, and then we'll do Belinda's official trial battles, which of course was the name of the stream. And yet the delightful irony that I have not yet gotten to that activity yet. Oh, that was a good click. There's no skill to this particular section of the game. My apologies. I'm literally just clicking at random in the hopes of getting one of those portals so I can get to the fancy treasure level. I mean, obviously I will take any of the lesser treasures, but getting more snowflowers and getting through to a treasure thing is the goal. 523, and there's 2 days left. I was hoping to somehow get past... God, what would I need? It's 450 for one Alna. So I would literally need 900 flowers. I don't think I'm going to get there to do double ulnas. Certainly not without buying little snowflake keys, and that's how they get you. That's how they get you to buy things in the game, isn't it? I don't want double ulnas that much, so it's okay. Was I mathing right on that? It would be, yeah, it's 450. So I have enough for one of her, enough snowflowers for one of her. I was hoping to do that blue frost mermaid guy, but he wasn't actually super amazing when I was playing with him in the labyrinth the other day, so a little turned off. If I could get 600, actually, 2 Wukongs would not be the worst, because then I could at least have stars going and could start engraving him. That's something to consider. Okay, well, I'll hold off on buying then until this closes so that I can see how many I end up getting. All right, here we go. Into Belinda's Bountiful Trials. Let's see what our prizes are for completing her quests. It's loading ever so slowly. Okay, so completing her quests gets us some diamonds, a blue hero card, and a purple hero emblem thing. Okay, not bad, not great. For one of the fancy ascended heroes, I would have expected some better treasures, but I mean, they did give us 30 time emblems earlier, so. Oh, sorry, I'm totally skipping over Muriel's storyline. Essentially, she's saying, hey, you have to battle the things, or go into this little arena to do that other battle system, or I can just practice with her and test her out. So there's essentially 3 different sub-games in here. I usually just do this primary bit. All right, so she is a light bearer, so I'm going to guess, given that Palmer was in the story, that he's a bit of a helpful buffer for her. I'm going to go to town with the rest of them, and I'm going to toss in a Hypogean, since it's against mostly Graveborns. I'm not necessarily sure if there is a faction advantage, Celestial or Hypogean, against the regular factions. I need to look into that. Future goals added to the never-ending research list on my never-ending to-do list of stuff. And I suppose just being grateful that I am around and alive to have a to-do list of stuff. Oh, okay, same battle people are allowed. So I'm just going to leave this configuration. They succeeded pretty decently in the last one. I was going to say, I don't remember putting Cecilia down. That's their Cecilia. Okay, so she's going after my baby Aziz, which I object to very stringently. Okay, that was interesting. I actually didn't think we were going to get that, because between Cecilia and their Wilder and Mishka all kind of teaming up down at the bottom, it did not look like it was going to go well. But it did. It went okay. All right. See, here we go. That's what normally happens. You don't get to use the same team throughout. Okay, so again, we want to lean into the faction advantage a bit of the light bearers. So I'm going to go with Gwyneth at the top as my archer, except I'm going to send her opposite Aziz. I'm going to keep Thane right there. I'm actually going to move Belinda to the back to kind of do a general shootout at everybody. Let's try Joan of Arc in the front. And then I either want to go with that Celestial, but I'm not super familiar with him. He does seem kind of warrior-y. So he bumps me to 4875. If I go with Rowan, 4820. Let's try Rowan, and we'll lean into support instead of warrior. Belinda went down really quickly. Rowan down also. Peggy's dudes are just killing it, but there's a possibility that Joan of Arc and Gwyneth have got this because nobody's even attacking Gwyneth right now. Yep. Nice. And, okay, so my Rowan left his cart that particular time to help everybody. But he doesn't always leave it. How does Rowan work? I don't know. It's a mystery. One day I will solve it. Okay, here's the next one of these Arena Guardians. Let's go. My little gold cart, my little light bearer insignia. So that same team is usable here. How do we feel about the formation? I mean, we did lose a bunch of these guys really quickly. I'm going to move Belinda down here and let Gwyneth go against Verk so that they're both essentially rage manging at each other. And then I have the mage going on down here. Kren is also going to shoot things, but at the very least, it'll just be Rowan. So let's go to shot. Ah, that robot celestial. Super distracted my Thane already. Uh-oh. What's his face's like bomb arrows are waiting to pop off in the background. That's not great. But while I've lost Thane this time, Belinda is still going strong, so that's an improvement over the last time I tried this team. Nicely done, gang. Nicely done. We only lost Thane. Okay. And I think, is this the last one up here? Maybe. It's a roundabout way to get there. Interesting. Oh, okay. So we have to do another new team formation. So let's put Heinrich in front to buffer everybody, and we'll put Palmer on the back line as well. And then let's go with Athalia. I don't super love her, but she always seems really, I don't super love to play her. There's just something aesthetic wise that I don't love about her. I don't know. The giant head, I'm not sure. So I've not really investigated her or her full power set, but she can be pretty vicious when I'm against her. I'm usually a little worried. So that worked out well, actually. Nicely done, team. Everybody survived. It's a quick battle. No, okay, that hasn't. That should have unlocked the big treasure chest. It didn't because there's another battle that I did not see up in the top corner. Okay, again, this team is usable. I'm going to leave the same formation, and if it doesn't work, I'll swap around the back line because I'm not sure about that positioning given who is on the opposite side. Kudos to Hendrik, for his extremely delightful shielding right now. Okay, came down to Brutus, but still we prevailed. And that should unlock the giant treasure chest. There we go. Muriel, congratulations, champion. You have passed the final trial and may claim your rightful rewards. Thank you. No, I am not giving you $100, despite all of that glorious treasure. Okay, so those are all the main quest things. Let's just double check in here. I don't want to do... Oh no, it's win 5 battles to complete the trial. Well, it's already popped people in, so I might as well give it a shot and just see how they can do. Okay, here's Belinda on this first one. 3 magics, 2 supports. Is that even a good idea? I don't know. Let's see what happens. I mean, they're somehow not sucking. So that was seriously impressive and speedy. Didn't expect that. Okay, what have we got here? Let's swap those two and then have at it. Oh, it's letting me borrow my friends' versions of the characters as well, which means they're super souped up. That's why it's going so speedy. Okay, because it's everyone else's much fancier version of these folks. I'm gonna put Mishka opposite the horse graveborn. I feel like that'll be better than putting Raku the raccoon there, whereas he can slowly pull down everyone's health elsewhere. Cool. Wow. Okay. Shout out to my guildmates because your characters are powerhouse Alaska Assassin and Gabriel. Like, look at that. It's fantastic. Oh shit! I left Belinda opposite Cecilia. Though at the very least we can see how that goes. I mean, they're both light bearers, so okay. Well, I mean, Belinda successfully murdered her very quickly. That's nice. Okay. Weirdly, she's on the front lines. Don't super love that. So move her back there and give it a go. Okay. Nicely done, team. And I got 300 out of 530 for the guild record. Nothing to do in the log. Let's claim our quest because we did the guild trial. And there we have it. Let's double check all of our possible treasure goodies in the bag and then call it a day. Oh shit, we have 10 scrolls going to the Noble Tavern. I don't know why I'm using we, the royal we. Just some fodder cards. Lame. Okay, back to the bag. So I should have some pretty snazzy stuff. Yeah, because look at all of those cards I got from all the time emblem pulls. Ooh, Grazul. Less useful. I already have him all starred up, I think. Elite Mauler Hero. All right. Take it. And then these ones are just quick fodder. And then I get to pick one new purple of choice. I'm sticking with the Wilders lately just because I need to build them up a bit, even though, yes, I'm now being able to move through the tower. But Lorsan, actually, that decides a... oh, how many of these did I have? Damn. Let's mix it up. Light Bearer, since we have Belinda going. Walker, the Lone Ranger. Let's do these pulls, but I think that might have also been the thing I needed to ascend Lorsan. So we'll go check that as well. Okay, there's quite a few. Look at that. A Cecilia, a Granite. What is his name? A Noki. There we go. I do quite like him. But some of these are already fully started up. So I also want to double check my wish list as to why I might be getting some doubles going on. All right, auto ascend, Grizul, Lorsan, Granite. I'll get some bumps. Thank you. Smart ascend, no, we don't want to do that one. Let's go back over here. Okay, so Lorsan, right? This is... because, yeah, now I have 2 of him down there, so I just need to feed his character fodder 2 times. So I have at least 1 fodder waiting. Signature item unlocked. I don't want to feed him either of those golds, so the next food piece is going to go his way as well, and we are not very close at all to that food piece coming in, so that's a bummer. But we can get there. So actually, if I do it this way, then I get at least 1 double-edged purple of what is he called? Arden. There we go. So he's chilling and waiting, and then meanwhile, Lorsan is well on his way. He's 1 fodder, 1 double-edged gold away from his ascension. Okay, nothing super significant to do there. Oh shit. So Granite's all the way maxed up, which actually means I could and should turn Granite into food. And I do actually have enough to turn this Sevius into a double-edged gold if I eat Granite. And since he's just extra now, let's do it. All right, so that's going on. And then I had those 2 Tituses from earlier. But that just means I need 2 more. How many of Thali do I need? I have 2 of her there. That's it. Okay, so I need 2 more. And Warwick, I think, is even farther down the list. And then this guy, to be honest, Kren, I don't super love Kren, but I love that Halloween skin so much. I actually started working on Kren's evolution just so I could play him as a little vampire dude because he's fucking adorable as a little vampire dude. I love it. Okay, nothing ready to go there. And one last double check in here. Nope. Oh yeah, so still going to do this Graveborns. All right, so there we have it. AFK for the day. Fancy Belinda's glorious guild battles. Actually, let's close out on her story. What is the little story that they've given us for her? In all of her extreme, I guess, religious beautifulness. Again, slightly disappointed that she's apparently some sort of religious thingy. Let's see what it is. Okay. Have you made up your mind, Belinda? In a lava-filled cave deep within the volcanic wasteland of the Western Lightbearer Emperor, the fire elemental guardian asks the young woman for her final answer. Belinda raises her head, exhaustion written on her fair face. Her features are blackened with ash, while her pure white dress is singed and charred by the oppressive heat. Her journey in search of the fire guardian had been long and torturous, but her arrival here does not signify an end to her ordeal. The choice she now faced could very well make things even harder, but her steady eyes shone bright with determination. You were not the first to ask me this. Moreover, I've known the answer for a very long time already. A dozen days previously, Belinda had walked hesitantly around the cloisters of the temple, Bishop Palmer's questions still ringing in her ears. Have you made up your mind, Belinda? The peace of the Lightbearer Emperor had recently been shattered when monsters, known as corruptors, suddenly appeared in every corner of the land. Even General Rain had been injured, slipping into a coma from which she could not be awakened. Belinda had tried nonetheless, only to find that the healing power of the light had no effect on Estrelda or other comatose patients. To make matters worse, the frequency of corruptor incursions was increasing, with ever more civilians falling before their foul talons. The Temple of Light, always before a place of healing, was now powerless in the face of the comas wrought by corruptors. A spark of hope soon flared, however. The next time Belinda visited Rain Manor to see how Estrelda fared, a letter from the housekeeper Thane explained the cause behind the current disaster, a catastrophic elemental imbalance which could only be rectified by finding the 5 elemental guardians. She raced back to the temple and told all this to her mentor, Bishop Palmer. She hoped they might dispatch someone to help scour the volcanic west of the Empire for the Fire Guardian, but Palmer did not immediately grant her request, instead asking if she was sure about her plan and encouraging her to look deep within herself. Belinda understood the temple's misgivings. To seek salvation anywhere other than the light would, in the eyes of the laity, be tantamount to admitting the light's impotence. Insistence on seeking out the elemental guardian would also be seen as heresy, and she would be branded an apostate. Distraught, she wondered what else she could do if the temple refused to help. Suddenly, without even realizing it, she found herself before the doors of the temple, where a commotion brought her back to the present. There was a crowd of those afflicted by the disaster, their clothes torn and shabby. Some still clutched small children in their arms as the sisters and brothers of the clergy went among them, handing out bread. When Belinda approached, they noticed her clerical apparel and surged towards her, fervent hope filling their tired eyes. A young mother held her child up in front of Belinda, another young victim of the corruptors. Sadly, this was all too common these days. Belinda knew that the light had no effect on the afflictions caused by the corruptors, but also knew that she could not sit idly by as mothers like this looked at her as if she was their final hope. Belinda stretched out her hands, letting the light envelop the child's body, but nothing happened, just like the many other times she had tried and failed. The mother fell to her knees, sobbing as the hope faded from her eyes. Her tears carved two shining paths as they cut through the grime that coated her face. Is it because we are not devout enough? I'll dedicate the rest of my life to the light. Just please, I beg you, save my child. Behind her were countless others, whose gaze swept by the kneeling woman to fall on Belinda. She couldn't bear the hope and helplessness in the eyes of the supplicants, and made up her mind then and there. There could be no more delay. The elemental guardian must be found, and the root cause of this crisis put right. The light shall protect you. Belinda bowed slightly to the despairing crowd, then turned and walked back to the temple. She burst into his study to find Bishop Palmer sitting with his head in one hand, the other on the desk. He appeared to be examining some important documents. I ask you to let me go to the volcano and find the elemental guardian. Belinda broke the silence first. The elemental imbalance is destroying Asperia's peace. As the priestess of the temple, I am responsible for thousands of the Empire's citizens. Palmer didn't raise his head, but continued staring at the documents before him. The light will protect this land, as always. The light is not omnipotent. Palmer finally looked up, his tone grave as he spoke. You're treading on dangerous ground, priestess. Belinda took a deep breath, aware that she had never before known so clearly what she's going to do. Determined, she speaks resolutely to Palmer. The elemental chaos must be tracked back to its source, and I'm sure the light will tolerate our pressing need to save people. Please, Bishop, allow me to go at once. The temple has its own way to save people. Remember your vows to the light, priestess. I'm living up to those vows right now. Belinda took a step forward and stood right in front of the desk, looking the bishop square in the eye. By the light above, I will return with hope. Palmer was silent. Ignoring Belinda, he got up without a word and left the study, leaving on his desk what appeared to be an old map. A route was traced on the map, a route which led to the legendary volcano. The light has always shown me the way, Belinda murmured to herself as she looked towards where Palmer had left. Then, grasping the map tightly, she set out on her journey to find the volcano. In the searing heat of the volcano, the fire guardian watches the young woman carefully. He saw her perseverance and her faith, but inheriting the elemental emblem meant responsibility and a high price for it. To become the target of the corruptors chased endlessly, it was not a decision to be taken lightly. The light has already written the answer in my heart. Facing the figure in the flames, Belinda seemed to be answering her mentor. The instant I was ordained, I swore to the light that I would devote my whole being to the calling and never abandon anyone who could be saved. The fire guardian nodded. Then it shall be as you wish. A mystical rune landed in Belinda's palm, which suddenly burst into violent, surging flames and merged with the pure light that emanated from her. The sacred golden flames enveloped her, making her seem like a blazing torch that dispelled the darkness and illuminated the dawn. Her hand emerged from the fire, grasping a newly transformed staff. The power to save souls was now hers, and she would return, bearing renewed hope. There we have it. Okay. Denying but not denying her church, because it did feel like Palmer was being an asshole, but then totally kind of was helping her by leaving her the map, pretty much on purpose, but not. So unclear how I feel about Asperia's church right now, but at the same time, really excited that she defied everything and went to do what she thought was best. And look at that. She got some snazzy new magical powers and a very cool staff because of it. So we have her free for the next couple of days, and I hope everyone out there who's playing AFK is enjoying her thus far. Many happy wishes to you for all of your character draws and pulls and battles to come in-game and in real life. May you have an amazing, amazing rest of the day. Bye.